Tropical low off the Pilbara coast, likely to intensify into a cyclone Saturday morning and track parallel to the Pilbara coast over the weekend, possibly crossing around the Exmouth-Onslow area Sunday night. We can have a look at what's causing that in the water vapour imagery over the last 12 hours. We've been tracking that low across the Kimberley over the last few days, and then this morning it popped off the coast near the Broome area, and now it's starting to intensify. And we can see that here with these dark blues and whites, showing that we have sustained convection around the centre of this system, and that tells us that this low pressure system is intensifying, and we're likely to see it continue intensifying as we move through tonight into tomorrow, likely becoming a Category 1 system on Saturday morning. So let's look at that in more detail. Firstly, in anticipation of this system becoming a cyclone, we have issued cyclone warnings and watches. Firstly, we have a cyclone warning current from Purdue Roadhouse all the way to Wim Creek, and that does include Port Hedland, with a cyclone watch current from Wind Creek all the way down to Exmouth Gulf. And that does include the communities of Karratha, Dampier and Onslow. Now, if you live in these warning areas, that means we could see gales 64 kilometres an hour or greater in the next 24 hours, while in the watch area, we could see those sustained gales in the next 24 to 48 hours. So let's time this system out. So we're going to see it intensify overnight, and then tomorrow morning, we're likely to see it becoming a Category 1 system off the coast of Pilbara. And that's going to bring some showers and gusty winds to those coastal areas. But it's highly dependent. If it is closer to the coast, we're going to see heavier rain, stronger winds, but a weaker system. But if it is further offshore, we're likely to see a stronger system, but less impacts on the coastal areas of Pilbara. So that's why it's vital that you stay up to date with the latest forecasts and warnings if you live in this area today, tonight, and across the weekend. Then as we go through Saturday, it'll continue to intensify into a Category 2 system as it gets to the north of the Dampier and Karratha area, and then it's going to parallel the coastline as it heads towards Onslow, and then maybe start shifting south as we get through Sunday night, and that's going to bring heavy rain, damaging to destructive winds and flooding to this part of the coastline of WA. So make sure you stay up to date with that, and we'll be issuing track maps every few hours through the entire weekend. So let's look at all of this in more detail. Firstly, rainfall. We're going to see widespread rain and thunderstorms impacting our coastal areas tomorrow, with thunderstorms extending to our inland areas. Then Saturday night and Sunday, as it gets closer to the coast and intensifies, we're going to see more widespread heavy rain and thunderstorm activity through much of the western Pilbara and into even northern parts of the Gascoyne as we get into Monday night and into Tuesday morning. So we're watching that closely as it heads south. In anticipation of all this heavy rainfall, we can see we're likely to see widespread 50 to 100 millimetres for our coastal areas, but it's once it tends south and gets closer to the coast, we're going to see that more widespread 1 to 200 millimetres with isolated falls even higher than that. And because of that, we do have widespread flood watches current for much of the Pilbara extending well inland and much of the northern and western Gascoyne areas as well, as that rainfall numbers are likely to lead to flash and riverine flooding in these areas as we move through Sunday and Monday. So that's going to impact travel, possible isolation, and all the dirt roads will become impassable in these areas. So just to reiterate, tropical cyclone likely to develop to the north of Port Hedland as a Category 1 system Saturday morning, intensifying to a Category 2 Saturday night, and then swinging down to around the Exmouth-Onslow area as a Category 2 system as we get into the Sunday night, Monday morning time frame. And the impacts on the coastline are highly dependent on the exact track and intensity of this system. So if it moves further offshore, it'll be stronger but less impacts until it crosses. If it's closer to the coastline, we're likely to see more rain and wind, but maybe a weaker system. So with all that in mind, it is vital that you stay up to date with the latest forecast and warnings via our website, app and social media. Keep that updated with the track maps on shore, track the cyclone on radar, and we'll continue to keep you updated here at the Bureau.